Hi, I'm Chuck Lawless, and I'm so excited that you're joining us for the Hope Initiative. I look around the world, and there are billions of people who have little or no access to the gospel. We have neighbors around us who don't know Jesus. And this is what I know. We're never going to reach lost people apart from persons like you, laypersons, faithful church members, getting on board and helping us do that. And you've made this commitment to join with your pastor for the next 30 days or so, at least the next 30 days, to invest in the study of the Word, to pray, to reach out into your community. And we're just trusting that God will do great things through you because of your commitment. Over the next 30 days, here's what you will do. You will study the Word. 5 times in the New Testament, Jesus speaks words that we know as the Great Commission. We know best probably Matthew 28, where Jesus tells us to go and make disciples. But you know what? All of the Scripture, all of the Bible tells the story of God's heart to reach non-believers. From Genesis to Revelation, we read of that. And through the Hope Initiative, you get to be a part of that as you walk with your pastor and others in your church to reach your neighbors. Then second, you're going to pray. In fact, you're going to pray a lot. We think this is one of the best parts of the Hope Initiative. We want to make sure that we're not doing this in our own power, according to our own programming. We want to give you some ideas, and we want to guide you through the process. You're going to be working through the book, Pray and Go, and so we're going to help you do all of this. But at the end of the day, we need God to change hearts. We need God to give us strength. We need God to empower us. And so we're going to help you. We're going to guide you in praying. And you, your pastor, the team doing this, we want you on your knees even as you go in your community. And then over the next 30 days, you are going to be reaching out into your community. In some cases, you'll be praying for your neighbors. In other cases, you'll be writing notes to leaders and merchants and others that you just want to encourage them. In some cases, we want you to invite people to church, to attend a worship service with you. And it might be for you that you haven't done that in a long time. Or maybe you've never done that. Well, part of our hope is that we can get you started in reaching out to other people as you step out into your community. And then over the next 30 days, you're going to be encouraging others who are doing the same. Your pastor has enlisted you and some others to do this work, to together study and pray and reach out. And so we want you over the next month to pray for each other, to encourage one another, to hold each other accountable. And you know what? I'll tell you this. I think just that, just a group of a few church members who are excited to do the work of the gospel together, and you're moving forward in the same direction, you have the same goal of helping your church turn outwardly, I think just that will strengthen your church. And God just blesses that and honors that as we do His work. And I trust that we will see non-believers come to know Christ and believers to become more passionate about the Great Commission. And then over the next 30 days, we want you to develop a Great Commission outward focus that we trust and pray will live on beyond the Hope Initiative. We want to help you get started. We want to turn your heart outward. We want to take you to some biblical texts that will compel you to think about non-believers. We want to help you pray for those who are sharing the gospel and those who are hearing the gospel. We want to help you see people not just as your neighbors, but as sheep without a shepherd. We want you to see that merchant not just as someone behind the counter, but as someone whose soul needs to follow Jesus. And so we want to help you become more and more like Christ, the one who came to us to get the gospel to the nations. We hope that this evangelistic focus will become part of your DNA. And in fact, we're even going to help you beyond the 30 days. For the next 11 months, in fact, we're going to send you a weekly email with a simple reminder. Here's another way to reach out into your community so that we can help you just keep up this process. And this becomes part of your DNA. It then becomes part of the DNA of your church. And we're going to see God, we trust, ignite a revolution in churches around North America. Well, let me then encourage you with these words. I mentioned Matthew 28, Jesus saying that all authority has been given to me in heaven and on earth. And in that authority, he said to his disciples and ultimately to us, we're to go and we're to make disciples. That process is everything we do, from sharing the gospel with someone to leading that person to follow Jesus, to baptizing that person. And then Jesus said we're to continue to teach that person to obey everything that he commanded. And that means we turn around and teach them to teach others too. So here's what we're called to do. We're called to invest in others who will then invest in others who will invest in others. And we'll see God do something mighty. You know what? Even when Jesus told us to do that, here's how he concluded his words. And I will be with you always. Well, that matters. You've taken on this commitment. You might be a little bit afraid of that, of reaching out to others, of going into your neighborhood and praying. And I get that. Some of this may be new for you. But here's what we know. Jesus is with you from beginning to end. He is with you always, even to the end of the age. And in that power and in his strength, in his might, obeying his commands, I trust that God will just do mighty things through you and through your church. Thank you for joining us for the Hope Initiative. God bless.